Welcome to our seasonal wrap-up, hosted by the colors of autumn as sweeping temperatures bring us into fall.
Let's talk a little bit about what's to come, the authenticities of bushcraft on YouTube and online, and what that means for this channel itself.
Yeah, it's fall, but it may not be this fall just yet. It's coming with us.
Speaking of authenticity, I've realized that I've never really actually introduced myself on here.
And you're all more than familiar with the Rig's Wonder.
Back in another lifetime when we worked for City Hall as a cultural advisor, I was advised to use a pseudonym on social media given the public addresses and work with public that I would do. The name Sans Handle was born, and given some of the political perspectives I've shared on here and given the state the world's in, we're just gonna stick with that. Nice to meet you.
So there's a suffix subversive political difference between the content that I'm making, the content that I feel I need to make, and the suggestion that we need to dumb ourselves down in order to succeed on this platform. We've been at this for just over 2 years, and as they say, YouTube is a bear. We've been tolerated, enjoyed, liked, subscribed, completely burnt out, and even almost monetized. And we'd like to thank all of you guys for help with all of that.
Anyway, given these factors and perspectives, let's go a little overboard within a dissertation of all this and consider this video a bit of a dissidence in contrast to the notion that I might be obscuring some of you and should dumb myself down.
I feel the world is churning, like every other first world country, having overcorrected over the last decade to woke ideologies and consciousness. From being told to turn in your neighbors and actually doing so, 15-minute cities, digital IDs, thought/speech crimes, and the overbearing reach of world governments over its people. Carl Jung once said, "The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you," which unfortunately, it seems like a lot of us are the latter of that equation these days.
But to proclaim any of this is cancellation at its finest, and soon to be seen as an obstruction in need of removal, as has been seen by many other influencers and channels. As mentioned, we're not actually monetized, and saying any of this might just be YouTube suicide.
Regardless, putting out these videos is more of a preparedness and association and promotion of a different, more relative lifestyle in wake of what's going on and possibly to come. And for sure, the majority of social media is the worst of us. And not to single out these poor girls, they just kind of came up in my feed, but that dog is pretty cute for a kissing booth. But it's true. Many people have found great success with the YouTube, following directives and clues towards a formula for success on here. The latest trend of walking, talking head videos on niche topics to embracing YouTube as a sort of how-to engine encyclopedia. Shortened attention spans and overwhelmed with information rather than it being hidden from us. This is where Orwell was speculating and Huxley was clairvoyant. In that sense, it definitely does seem to serve its purpose. Out here latibulating in the woods, running idle chores for day-to-day survival, these videos are more of a journal than any attempts at any kind of business. So I'm not too concerned. So if you can't read between those lines and figure it out, maybe you should comment below and request for clarity. Or maybe you just shouldn't be here to begin with. I apologize if that obscures or offends some of you. It's just where I'm at with what I'm doing and expressing my need for external expression. And so, moving forward, we're going to attempt a little more intimacy in our presentation and challenge the easy go-to formula of cutting to the chase of how-to videos and hacks to an intimate combination of authentic hangouts while walking through some more complicated and thorough tutorials on skinning and processing tendon into sinew cordage, all the other connective tissues and stuff, tendons, how everything works. And there you can see where the tendon is splitting off a little bit. And this part's a little bit tricky. The processing of tree resin into glue. You want to make sure to mortar and pestle it down so the powder is fairly fine. And the rendering of bear fat into a cooking and preservation agent, waterproofing implementations, and soap. All of this coupled by the feeling of purpose and having something to do, and doing so brings us into a seemingly endless tirade of loosely ended how-to videos and little to no explanation of why any of it might matter or need to be known. So where are we headed? We'll continue on this disconcerned, non-monetized path to as much undisclosed relevance and limited viewership I'm at to qualify, in my own constitution, just prudence and diligence towards the greater goal and persistence of self. What is it? What is it? Go get it. Go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. I guess we're done here. But here I am going on and on about myself. If you guys have any perspectives on this, comments, questions, queries, whatever, do click down below and send me a comment. I'm happy to get into any kind of debate or whatever about this stuff. Also, while you're at it, click like, comment, and subscribe. Gross, that's so in my head from all these years of saying it. It's almost like one word. Such a script. And hit that hype button and keep us doing what we're doing. Additionally, some of you are also aware that I used to do introductory Wing Chun instruction. And if you're unsure what Wing Chun is, stay tuned till after the outro for a bit of dramatized introduction. The reason I mention this is because the loft upstairs at the cabin has its own private entrance. And so starting this spring, we'll be hosting weekend-long Wing Chun crash courses, introductory bushcraft courses, and a few bug-out courses to boot. And if I haven't already lost you, that unsubscribe button and you're interested in any of these topics moving forward, go and hit that notify button as to not miss them coming out in the near future. And as always, know your exits and carry a good book. See you next week.